Hello, guys. How are we doing? Welcome back to Free Hammers. It's been a while. Paul's been away in the sun, enjoying the sun, but still having the pain of West Ham United this season. He's been very vocal in our WhatsApp group, and I know he's been waiting to get on a podcast to do one. This is his first sort of chance to express his views on Moyes. I've expressed mine. I've said I'm Moyes out, but I'm also prepared to give him that 2 or 3 games to sort himself out. Obviously, there has been comments now, mate, from the board saying they're 100% behind him. So the floor's yours, mate. Where do you stand with David Moyes at the moment?
I have to say, mate, it's a good thing that it's been a while and the international break in international games and, I've calmed down a bit and that's sort of gone to the back a little bit. But awful. Absolutely awful season so far. Shocking. Massively underachieving. We've spent £180 million on new players that are not playing. When they do play, they're given a chance to have an half-decent game, and then they're on the bench the next game. You've got players like Ben Ramo, who's probably been our best player this season. Same thing, constantly benched. The substitutions are terrible. Real boring.
Like for like every time, isn't it?
Yeah, like for like every time. Boring football. We're awful to watch. Awful to watch. It's the same every single game, side to side, down the wing, cross it in, side to side, down the wing, cross it in. And it's pathetic. I think in the Everton game, we had something like 33 crosses.
In a team that was really poor as well in Everton.
And that was our tactic. And it's so easy to defend. We're playing weird formations that don't suit the team. Awful. Absolutely shocking. And, I'm sure everybody's already seen all of the stats and all the rest of it that have been going around. We're bottom of the league, bottom 2 in the league for so many key stats. Shocking.
Our form,
our running stats are really low. And the last time we saw this, it happened under Bilic, it happened under Pellegrini, and it was the players that stopped playing for the manager. And if you're a player like Scamacca who's come in, or Paqueta, or like someone like Declan Rice, and you see the way that the team is playing. If I was playing in that team, Ben Rama, if I was playing in that team, I'd be looking at David Moyes thinking, mate, what are you doing? What are you doing? I wouldn't be playing for him. It's absolutely awful. And yeah, I completely, on this channel, when Moyes came back, I wasn't happy. I never wanted him back.
I don't think anyone was, mate. I don't think anyone was, backing
No, I was quite clear about that. I was quite clear about that. Yeah, from the start. And he won me over. He did. He won me over the last 2 seasons. He won me over. This is the thing. And I think there needs to be something. You can appreciate what he's done and still be disappointed with how things are going. I read a really, really good, it is a quote from someone from something else, and it sums it up. It's like, what we did to get here won't take us there. Amazing. Moyes was exactly what we needed at that point in time. It was exactly what we needed. He'd done a brilliant job. I think working with a small squad, being the underdogs, that's David Moyes all over. Give him some good players, give him a better squad, a bigger squad. He doesn't know what to do. You saw it at Man United.
That, and I think once his style is figured out, he'll come into, when we was in trouble, we can play on the counter-attack, we can play that defensive style. As soon as that sort of style's figured out, it doesn't look like he's got the adaptability to come up with something new. It's like, oh no, I have to play the 4-2-3-1. I have to play these, these wingers that will back up my fullbacks. I have to play the 2 in the middle. I don't dare play 2 up front. It's that for me, that he just hasn't got nothing there to change that.
Yeah, and again against Everton, I've seen a lot of arguments online about people saying, "Oh, well, Antonio's been in good form, so you can't just drop him from Scamacca." I've been saying it. I know you've been saying it as well.
I think Antonio's played well this season. I think he's played well this season.
I'm not calling for Antonio to be
We're the first to slag him off, but he has played well this season.
Play him together.
But drop Bowen.
Bowen has been awful. He's been awful this season. Shocking. I don't know why. Just had a kid. I did read a lot of rumors, which kind of makes sense, saying that he was expecting a big move away in the summer, didn't get it, and his edge dropped. But he's
What
been
about
awful this
Souček as
season.
well?
Souček has been terrible. But like I said, against Everton, he brings off Scamacca. Why not bring off Bowen, leave Scamacca on, put Antonio on with
on the
him?
right. Yeah.
Why not do that? So bad. Cornet has been. I posted the stats to you. Like the amount of assists, I think the amount of assists he's had. He's had a goal disallowed that shouldn't have been. He's been on such better form than Bowen. Nah, mate, on the bench. What's Cresswell
Even
done?
one of our favourites in Fornals as well, mate. I don't think he's playing too well. But again,
I don't think Fornals is playing too well. But yeah, like you say,
he's covering for Cresswell.
Yeah, he's playing out of position. He's playing in the wrong position. He's playing out of position. He's having a cover for Cresswell. It's just awful. And as I say, full credit to David Moyes for getting us to where we are. But I do not believe he can handle a squad like this. I don't believe he knows what to do when he's got better players. He's got ball players. We've brought in players that are really good on the ball, really good passers. He doesn't know how to use them. He's never in his career had to play like that. He doesn't know how to get the best out of them.
You got Flynn Downs.
And I don't think he's the man to do it.
Flynn Downs, who had the best game against Star Bucharest. I believe he got man of the match that game as well, didn't he?
Never seen since.
Never seen since. Yeah, Thomas Souček can literally pass the ball to an imaginary space and put us in trouble twice in a game.
Yeah, it's favourites. It's his favourites has to play. And one thing that's really starting to wind me up is he keeps after every game now he comes out and blames the players. Yeah. After every game, the players let me down. The players let me down. He keeps slagging off Ben Rama. Keeps slagging off Scamacca. Imagine you're Scamacca, right? You just signed for this new team, £30 million. You're coming in to be the main man. You're going to be the new striker that we've been looking for years. Coming into a brand new country, don't know the country, don't know the team. You playing in Europe. You're scoring goals in Europe. 3 goals in 4 starts, and then you have one half where you don't do too well. The manager hooks you at half time and then starts slagging you off after the game. How are you feeling as a player?
Mate, even when he scored the worldie, the other night, weren't it? Oh, I weren't happy with his hold-up play until that point, and then he pulls that out of the bag. And it's like, where was this slagging off to Antonio last year? Or, when players were playing bad? Yeah. So far, not doing great for me either. The only positive in them team at the moment for me is Kura and Zuma. I think as a centre-back partnership, they look quite good. And there's only so much you can do before you're going to concede a goal anyway.
Yeah.
Rice looks disillusioned.
I think Kura's look good. As you say, Rice looks completely fed up. It's all going wrong. There's something seriously wrong at the minute. Behind the scenes, whatever, there is something seriously wrong at the minute. And
I don't think you can say it's the Mark Noble effect either, because, a lot of people come out with Mark Noble's not there no more. Mate, this was going on in the league since January.
Yeah, no, that's true. I do think it has had an effect. I think things have been going wrong.
Is understated as well. I think that's an understated 100%. One that's been lost.
Pearce and Irvine as well. I think last season the form was poor. Our form's been shocking. Relegation form since January, all through 2022. Relegation form, and I think, but obviously, the Europa League run glossed over it, and even that, like I say, when you look back on it now, I said to you, we played 6 knockout games in Europa League. We won 2. So it's not as if we were tearing it up. I keep seeing people say, "Oh well, we nearly won the Europa League." No, we didn't. What do you mean we nearly won the Europa League? We won 2 out of 6 games.
Yeah, no, but that's what I was going to literally the next sentence. But I was going to say, whenever I put on Twitter, about my Moyes opinions, people go straight back at me. Europa Conference League, Europa Conference semi-final. But what do you reply to that? Like, yeah, it was great, it was brilliant, amazing. But if we leave it too long, we're going to have an Avram Grant situation.
100%, mate. 100%. It's just looking so bad at the minute. And I personally, I think the writing's on the wall. I think it's too late. I personally think he's lost the dressing room. I think he's lost the players, and that's it. He's done.
What will upset me the most is, we sign a player like Paqueta, who there is there's a top player in there. Do you know what I mean? If he kept with Moyes and Scamacca as well, it's just going to destroy the players. We need a manager who's got an idea, like you say, how to play these players.
That's it. Like I say, you bring in, you pay £50 million for a Brazilian number 10. You pay 30 odd million
excellent the other night as well.
You pay 30 odd million pound for the Italian number 9. You bring in a German ball playing defender. And then what do? You get comments of him coming out saying, no, they can't play until they learn the way we want them to play. Why did you sign them? Why, if you don't want them to play that way, why did you sign them? I don't know, mate. Literally everything he's doing at the minute is winding me up. He's completely lost me. Completely. Like I say, he done really, really well, and he won me over. And I said on this channel, he completely won me over.
2 fantastic seasons as well.
2 fantastic seasons. I said best manager we've had in my lifetime, and I stand by that for what he's achieved with the club. But he is not the man to take us forward. He's not. He's hit his peak. He's not the man to take us forward. And if anything, we're going to start going backwards.
The new signing thing winds me up because it's been repeated. Frank Lampard had Onana in now. He had Mapai, who ended up scoring against us, in there. They're ready. I know we're talking about different levels, but Erling Haaland, did he need months to adapt? Did Nunes need time to adapt?
It's nonsense, mate. It's nonsense. You would think, by listening to his interviews, you'd think that we're the only team in the Premier League that signed any players this summer.
Look at
it's nonsense.
Forest, do you know what I mean? It winded me up. So you've said he's out in your mind, but is there anything that can save him? Is there any positive, or is there anything you can see that could save him?
Mate, he needs to change the way that he's playing. And I've seen a lot of people as well saying, "Oh, this is a joke. I can't believe after back-to-back Europe seasons, you're asking for the manager out and this, that, and the other." It's a transition season. I keep saying people say that it's a transition season. If it looked like we were actually transitioning into anything, I would give him more time. If it looked like he was trying to integrate the new players and looked like he was trying to play a different brand of football and trying to play more possession-based football, if there were any signs whatsoever, then I would be giving him time. I wouldn't be saying any of this. I'd be saying, no, he needs time to integrate new players. He needs time to get this new system going. He's not doing that. There's no sign at all of it.
In training, mate. In training, they clearly do not work on passing.
I don't know what they do in training. I genuinely don't know. I have no idea what they do in training. He throws players on the pitch. What's the game plan? Right, down the wing cross, down the wing cross, down the wing cross. Keep doing that. Maybe we'll get a free kick or a corner.
Which ain't working anymore either.
No, exactly. We haven't even got that now. It's awful. Awful.
Yeah, no, it's not good, mate. It's not good at all. I'm just going to go to the comments quick because there's a few good ones. Moyes has proved he's too stubborn, and Wolves will be the same. Souček starts, 4-0 starts, Man starts. What happens, mate, if that is the case? That's it. I think the writing's on the wall then. I think, if he's that stubborn and he doesn't drop a Souček and he doesn't drop a Bowen, I think that's it. I think the writing's on the wall. Within 2 or 3 games, I think he'll be gone.
I mean, you look at the next 3 games, I think he needs at least 6 points. I think he needs at least 6 points. Really, probably needs 7 points. I can't see it. I can't see it.
My fear now is he'll go, he'll revert to type and he'll go back to super negative because we're down there. We need to get points. And then, then if he does get the points, he can go, oh, look, my tactics do work. That's one.
I think, I personally think the writing's on the wall. I think he's done. Unless we go on some insane run and all of a sudden he starts playing some crazy flair attacking football, which he's never done in his entire career. I think
Kretinsky's got a massive say now as well. Before David Gold, if it was just David Gold and David Sullivan, I'd be saying, yeah, he stays probably till Christmas. Where with Kretinsky there, I think there's that added little bit more now. So realistically, how long do you think? Not just your brain, like mine and yours, probably, I'd give him 3 games, I think, to try and get out of it. I think he's got, realistically, World Cup.
It depends. If we lose the next 3, he's gone.
Yeah.
If we lose the next 3, there's no way he can survive.
With no changes as well. If it's still Souček, 4-0 Bowen, he's gone. Yeah, he's gone.
If we lose the next 3, what that'd be 1 win in 10. That's just this season. You go back, that'll be like 3 wins in 15, 16 games, maybe more, might be even 17, 18.
I think the thing is, it's like, and again, I don't think I want West Ham to lose. I don't. But I think the danger is at the moment is, you lose to Wolves. Oh, yeah, you go and beat Anderlecht. Then you lose to Fulham. Then you go and beat Silky Borg again, blah, blah, blah. And then it's just that in-between game that ticks him over. That's my fear. I don't want us to lose any games at all.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, mate. And the problem is the Europa League games where we're actually playing well and scoring goals.
We look quite nice. We look quite good.
We look all right. But it's because all the new players are playing.
Yeah.
And then we get back to the Premier League and it's the same faces that are not doing it, that can't be dropped.
Yeah. Poor agreement. Moyes has proved it is not about form, it's all about favourites, and how discouraging is that? Yeah, it's very Southgate syndrome, I have to say. He's got that same
Imagine
Southgate
being... so Scamacca's quite young, right? Scamacca's quite young, but similar for him. But imagine Paquetá, imagine being a Brazilian international, coming in and being told, nah, mate, you're not ready. You're not ready for the Premier League yet.
Have you not read the article this week, mate? Mbappe, big article about Mbappe, saying how disappointed he was that Scamacca was not brought in as Neymar's replacement. So he thought Neymar would be going back to Barcelona, and the main man he wanted to play with was Scamacca. But he's not good enough to start for West Ham.
It's a joke.
This Mascherano Tevez all again. Moyes was found out this time last year. Tactics are one-dimensional. Favours certain players regardless of form. Ignores new players and substitutions like for like all the time. I've really liked Emerson as well, but again, Emerson, don't like him. All too attacking. No, he goes too far forward.
I know, that's the thing. Emerson's played all right. I don't think he's pulled up trees. I don't think he's been amazing.
No,
but he's been fine
he's
since he's played.
He's
got a goal. Cresswell's been Cresswell, but no, Cresswell starts. If he does play Emerson, he has to play as a wing-back with Cresswell behind him.
No, but if you are playing the five at the back, I've got nothing against five at the back. But, play Emerson wing-back or, play someone different wing-back. The whole point of the wing-backs are not to be, to make it a five at the back defence. They're there to be part of the attack.
That's it, mate. And when we play that, it's essentially 7 at the back because we play 5 defenders, and they are defenders. We don't play wingers as as wing-backs. We play full-backs as wing-backs. So that's 5 defenders, 2 defensive midfielders, and then Fornals ends up dropping in as well. So you've got 8 back. Oh, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
No, against the team that hadn't won a game yet. In Everton. Oh, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Carry on. Moyes doesn't place to win. He tries not to lose. And, well, who used to do that? Paul's favourite manager, Sam Allardyce. Play not to win. These ones always come up, but no, sorry. What I would give for Paolo to be the manager. Now, there is something that Paul's read, whether it's true or not, we don't know, that Mancini is being lined up to be the next West Ham manager. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Now, if it's Mancini and Paolo's his assistant, I'll take that all day long. What about you?
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah, no, Paolo, love Paolo. Absolutely love Paolo. Manager, no. And I think he knows his managerial career's over. He's doing his punditry and stuff now. No, not to be manager. I would love nothing more than to see him back at the club. Love to see him back at the club. Yeah, as a coach, as an assistant, all day long. But no, not as manager.
Not as the main man. No. I'm going to go through these comments. Then we'll discuss what sort of who we would have in a minute. Spot on. They don't run and Moyes don't seem to care. Yeah, that whole mantra's changed. Since the defeat to Wolves away last season, we have been terrible. This run has now gone on for ages and changes need to be made. It's not just about this season. Very, very true. Can anyone tell me why we brought Emerson on with 2 minutes to go against Everton? Probably to defend the 1-0 defeat, mate. I'll bring him on, make sure it stays at 1-0.
Time wasting, run down.
Kerr didn't need time to adapt, but he had no choice but to plan because of injuries. Yeah, and I think Kerr has been fantastic. Listen, there are slight limitations in him. He sometimes dives in a little bit and, sometimes gets caught out. But actually on the ball, him and Zuma, I think, have been a really good partnership. I really look forward to seeing going forward when a Gerd comes back. Apparently he might be back before the World Cup now. Who it will be? Will it be Kerr and a Gerd? Will it be a three at the back of Kerr, Gerd and Zuma? I don't know.
I've seen that because he can play right back as well. That Kerr would play right back, and then you would have Aguerd or Zuma next to him and Aguerd on the left, and then probably Cresswell left back.
Yeah. Apparently, we're linked with a £44 million goalkeeper, mate, as well. Another one, Areola. Why is Areola not starting? Watch Souček in the next match. All he does is play the ball backwards, then tells that player to move to play it forward. Yeah, he has been awful. I wish I could answer that time rescue question. Where has the fitness he instilled in this team gone? Something happened at Christmas. The last decent game was Liverpool away. We lost 2 defenders that game. Should have bought in January. Yeah, it's that as well, mate. You know when people say that, back to that European thing of, we got to the European thingy, we finished 7th with a limited squad. Whose fault is it that it was a limited squad after January?
Exactly.
Why?
Yeah.
If we would have gone and bought, I'm not saying maybe Skamaka weren't available in January, but if we would have gone and bought or loaned someone in January, they might have got us over the line, and then we could be saying, yeah, we won it. Yeah, we got that extra point to get us Europa League. At the end of the day, we only stayed 7th because the rest of the teams around us were so bad. Man United were trying to throw away being in Europa League on that last game, but we just
and that's I know the history books say we finished 7th, and for West Ham, brilliant. That's a brilliant finish.
Brilliant. Yeah, I'll take that every season.
We were in the top 4 for most of the season.
Yeah,
we were in the top 4 for most of the season. We dropped off. Like I say, we were supposedly one of the favourites to win the Europa League. As I say, 6 knockout games, we won 2 of them. We weren't as good as people like to make out.
Emerson and Ashby as wing-backs makes sense. I can't blame Ashby for leaving. If Moyes stays, also Ben Johnson looks like he maybe could potentially be believing as well. And again, is this why Mark Noble's been brought in, mate? Has Mark Noble been brought in as director of football, to try and, give something to these young players? Like, look, there is a way for the first team. Look at me, blah, blah, blah.
Well, he was massively involved with the youth players. He was massively involved. And I think that might have something to do with it. But I said this as well to you the other week. Like you say, Ashby wants out. Johnson refuses to sign a new contract. Sonny Perkins has already gone. Something's wrong at the club. Something is wrong.
Gakia went a couple of years ago. Not that he's had a a career after that, but yeah, I don't know. We'll talk a little bit more about Noble in a minute. For such a defensive team, we still concede a lot. Yeah, do you know what? It's back to that thing. I thought we'd lost that thing of being the light touch. A team ain't won a game for loads, and West Ham were their win. We've gone back to that. We've gone backwards. We're not a hard game anymore. Basically playing the same team for the 3rd season now. You two brothers are great at this show, and the simple answer is the Scottish Allardyce must go. No ifs or buts, like Southgate anyway, and over EZ with it's true. Southgate's a very good comparison. England, have arguably got. Listen, we're not the biggest England fans in the world, me and Paul, but I can sit there and say Phil Foden is one of the best midfielders in the world. You've got Sterling, who's amazing. Harry Kane's arguably the best striker in the world, barring Haaland. Massive array of attacking talent, but wants to play defensive with them.
I know, playing Saka at left wing back. Yeah. Weird.
I don't know. Look at all the young players who have left because they know they will not play. So sad. Yeah, with someone like Ashby, he's looking at Sofal going, I can do that. I can play that bad, but he won't put me in. Irvine, Pearce and Noble covered up for Moyes' shortcomings. Massive miss, I agree. Right, mate, so that's good chance to go on there. So that's our Moyes' opinions at the moment. If Moyes is to go, I think that's the best way to put it. No disrespect to him. Who do you think realistically will come in? Now, I was laughed at in work, mate, when I said we should put a contract on the table for Poch or Tuchel, okay? Do I think they'll come? Probably not. But is there any reason for them not to come? Barring that Juventus job that's sitting there waiting for someone, it looks like their manager potentially will get sacked soon. That's probably the only big job in football at the moment. Arsenal's going nowhere. Man United's going nowhere. Liverpool's going nowhere. Chelsea have just changed. PSG have just changed. There's rumours that Poch wants to go to Villa if Gerrard's sacked. So why would he not want to come to West Ham?
I agree, mate. No, I agree. Tuchel, I don't think will come to West Ham.
He may become international manager, and I can see him.
I don't think he'd come, but Poch, I would 100%, like you say, mate, put a contract to him. I would throw money at him, no problem. Why not? Why not? Ask the question. I don't see any reason, like you say, why wouldn't he want to come to West Ham? Why wouldn't he want to come?
We want to be this bigger club. Listen, Pochettino has not won anything still, but he likes to play youth. He would, hopefully bring a style that's a bit better. Yeah, I wouldn't be against it. What about another one that's there, mate? Is obviously Brendan Rodgers. Very likely he will get sacked by Leicester, but there's a lot in that. There's a lot more in that than just, he's had bad performances this year. He's lost Kasper Schmeichel, arguably he's, big influence, a bit like Mark Noble at West Ham. You got players like Madison. Tillemans wants out.
Yeah,
Wesley
half his team sold
gone.
underneath him. After the team sold underneath him, didn't bring any. I think they brought him one signing in the summer. Sorry, my camera's being weird and dark here.
Yeah. Would you have him?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would definitely take Rodgers. Yeah, I would. I know that's going to be probably an unpopular
it's controversial.
one.
It's controversial.
It is going to be unpopular for most fans, I think. But he plays good football. I think he sets his teams up well. Like you say, this season has been bad, but as you say, loads of mitigating circumstances. I think the club have really let him down in the summer going into this season. I would take Rodgers. I would. He wouldn't be my first choice, but I would take him. I'll take him over David Moyes all day long.
Yeah, I would have loved Graham Potter, but obviously he's now gone to Chelsea. Anyone else out there? Obviously, people were throwing at me. Scotty Parker. No. No. I originally I thought he would build up and potentially become our manager, but not now. I'm trying to think who else is out there.
Well, obviously, like you say, Mancini apparently has been sounded out already. So, and I think he would be. I think he'd be good.
Is he not? Is he not a negative manager though?
Not anymore.
Aren't all
not
Italian
really.
managers quite negative?
No, I don't. He certainly built a career off of that, being solid at the back, and I think he's got a famous quote of saying, he would love to win every game 1-0. But
he would get something out of Scamacca.
For Italy, it hasn't been that. He's been more attacking, and he seems to have progressed as a manager. Whereas the likes of David Moyes doesn't seem to have progressed at all.
And he has Mancini, he has one thing. That Italy team, was not expected to win the Euros. And, but he got a tune out of them and they won it.
No, I think he would be very good for us. I do.
Here's one for you. I remember who it was now that I got asked about. Bit of a stab in the dark. Bielsa. Is that too swashbuckling?
I'd love to see it. My only worry is how long can it? It's not sustainable. He seems to go to a team, run them into the ground. I think the players get a bit fed up with having to work that hard consistently every single game. Yeah, that intensity, and I don't think it's sustainable long term. I think it'd be fun for a couple of seasons,
couple of years, yeah.
But I don't think it's sustainable.
Yeah, like I said in work, I do love his style, and like you said, mate, it would be fun, but yeah, I don't think it's sustainable, and that's the problem. Let me know what you guys think about Bielsa. That'd be interesting. Thomas Franks from Brentford. I don't think we'd get him out of there. Why would you leave Brentford at the minute? It's a good club. Good club. The only reason I'd get him is maybe if we could get Tony to come as well. Would love Poch. Personally, great system of setting up teams. Uses youngsters too. Mancini's a great choice also. Even Tuchel is available. Poch with our squad would come later in the relegation now. Yeah, I think that's the point. If they are going to make the change, it's got to be done before January because, they need to give a new manager a chance to get some of the players that he may want in. Mr. Moon would be a better choice than Moyes. Rodgers, no thanks. What has Franks ever won? I tell you, the same as Moyes, but Moyes has spent longer winning. Yes. Okay. Franks would be a good choice. People go on about Potter, but what has he won? It's a fair point, but you can't deny they play good football, mate. They do play lovely football. And then it's back to that argument, do you want to play lovely football and not win nothing? I don't know.
I think the thing is when you that argument about what has he ever won if you're like Potter's, I would class Potter as an up and coming manager. How many players have won any? How many managers have won trophies?
Exactly, mate.
There's not
Exactly.
there's not
It
a
took
long list
Redknapp
there.
years to win anything, mate. Redknapp won that FA Cup with Portsmouth, didn't he?
Portsmouth,
He
yeah.
hadn't won anything before then into Bob Cup with us. Do you know what I mean? I think with Potter as well. I'll tell you what Potter reminds me of. He reminds me a bit of Pardew. When young Pardew was at West Ham and he was dynamic and there's no denying we played great football under Pardew the first couple of years, and it's that sort of similar thing. Nisa after Parker, I did read that. Any change will improve our performance. You hopefully get that manager bounce. Let's get Pardew back just for that bounce. Neil Ozzy, my son's true. Not like you say or Potter, but look at their teams and setups. Both ways are cleverer than Moyes. It's that adaptability as well, when it Villa Pla. I wonder who that is. The Celtic manager Andrzej Postecoglou is a proven winner and always likes playing tightly in football. God knows if I said that right. But we'll see. So that's enough on David Moyes. We've talked about him for 25 minutes. Let's talk some positive. So Mark Noble's back at the club as director of football. Will be taking on youth staff, and obviously he will be
not director of football, technical director. I think he is
technical director. So he'll be responsible for the kids coming in and the adaptability. I think for me, mate, listen, I've stated Mark's plan ability, but I think it's great that he's there and will be a voice on that ball. Like Simon Jordan said, yes, he won't be making season ticket decisions. He won't be making, so much transfer decisions. But to actually have a fan voice, ex-player on that ball, there can't be anything wrong with that.
No, not at all. I think it's a fantastic decision to bring him back. I think it was always going to come back in some capacity. It looks like he's not particularly interested in going into coaching. Like you say, more the sort of behind the scenes sporting director. There you go. And I think he'll be brilliant. I'm really, really, really pleased to see him back at the club. I really am, and I think he has such a positive influence on the players, on the youth players. A lot. I know a lot of people don't like Mark, but he's a figurehead at the club. He is, and he's someone that constantly involved in the youth setup, and the youth players look to him. And as they said when I announced him, he knows everyone at the club. He knows all the staff down to the tea lady. I think it's fantastic. I'm really pleased to see him back at the club.
I know you said it, mate, when you was on holiday, you was reading Harry Redknapp's book, talking about Bobby Moore and stuff like that, how he was underused. And I think this step is a bit of a a good step than, what Bobby could have been. Bobby should have been an invaluable asset to the club. And hopefully this is even Billy Bonds as well. For years they treated that man like absolute crap. It's nice to see that a legend is being used in the right way for a change.
I agree completely, mate. I really do. I agree. And I think if you ask, obviously, if Bobby was still with us, or if you asked Billy Bonds what they thought about bringing Mark in this role, I think they'd be saying, this is a great way. This is a great move. You ask Trevor Brooking. And again, I think it's a fantastic thing for the club. I do, yeah. He's like you say, he's not going to be sitting on the ball making crazy decisions and all the rest of it. But he will be able to
give, like how me and you will sit and discuss something afterwards. He will, in the moment, be able to go, I don't know whether West Ham fans will like that, or why don't you do it this way? Sometimes like he might be able to do the wording better than these big people with big Harvard degrees and stuff like that. He'll be able to sit there and go, no, actually, talking to a Cockney person, you should be saying it this way. Why not do this? Why not do it that way? I think that's invaluable. It's that communication.
No, I agree.
So in or out right now, you two, who would you bring in if it's right in? Okay, yeah, so you want an actual thing. I'm out. I am out, but I am prepared to give him 3 games to see if he changes the tactics, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But if I had to pick anyone, obviously the dream would be you've got to say Pochettino. You have to. I think you have to. Realistic one. I do believe if Brendan Rodgers was sacked, I think West Ham would be trying to poach Brendan Rodgers. That's what I think. What about you, mate?
I would echo exactly what you just said, mate. Yeah, agree completely. No, I'm out. I think Moyes is done. like I say, complete respect and always will for what he's done the last couple of seasons and where he took us. And we had some amazing games and some amazing achievements. But I think he's took us as far as he can. And for me, I can only see this getting worse. So for me, it's time to go.
Yeah, and we've got experience, mate, of seeing it. As a West Ham fan, straight away within about 4 games, you're like, yeah, this is not going to be a good season. And that it's got that feel already in it. It's got that feel of, yeah, this is going to be a long old slog this season. It's not going to be enjoyable to talk about. Having Noble back, we need much support for Rice in the youth team. Shame he ain't starting until January. Very, very true. What was I going to talk about? Yeah, apparently we're linked with a £44 million goalkeeper, mate. Really?
I haven't seen that. Who
Have you not
it?
seen that? Huh? It was news today, and I think Gonzo did a video on it today. Apparently, Moyes is not in favour of Areola, and that's why he's not been playing. So he's looking at a £44 million goalie.
So why did he sign him?
Exactly.
Why did he sign him?
Exactly.
It came on and played the second half for France the other night. Kept a clean sheet. Who's the goalkeeper then? Who is it? £44 million goalkeeper.
I can't remember his name. What was his name? Let me have a quick look. Let's have a quick look.
There can't be that many £44 million goalkeepers.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Severe keeper.
Severe keeper. There we go. What was his name? Goalkeeper. Anyone got his name yet? Buno. Yassin Buno. Leads West Ham to battle for Seville goalkeeper Yassin Buno, the 31-year-old. 31 for 44 million. Jesus. Yeah. Interesting one.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much to that. I don't know.
No,
I wouldn't read too much to that, but yeah.
So we've got Wolves coming up, mate. A team that we have sort of a mixed record against. They look a little bit better this year. The manager's sort of changing his things and players are coming back. Do you think he will change it? Do you think when that lineup comes out on Saturday or Sunday, whenever it is, we will be seeing Scamacca starting, Cornet starting, Down starting?
No. I think maybe Cornet might start. I can see him throwing one new signing in as a kind of. There you go.
If you had to pick one then that starts, who would it be? For me, Flynn Downs, I think has to come in for Souček. That would be my one.
I agree with that, but I would play Scamacca, drop Bowen, and play Antonio and Scamacca together.
Yeah, they're the two that have to be dropped. Bowen and Souček have to be dropped.
Yeah, I agree. Imagine playing Cornet or Benrahma on the left, Scamacca up front, Antonio on the right, Paqueta behind them.
That's quite frightening.
Paqueta behind them. I mean, that's what we've got. The team. The team's there. It's there. We could even go. I would love to see us play 4-3-3. I'd love to see us go 4 at the back, play 3 in midfield with Rice, Paqueta. I'd love to see Rice, Paqueta, and Fornals or Downs if you want to bring Downs in, and then have those 3 in front. So Cornet, Scamacca, Antonio. Imagine those 3, and then, as I say, Fornals, Paqueta, Rice, or Downs, Rice, Paqueta behind them. I would love to see that, but Moyes will never do it. He'll never do it.
No, never. Here's a good point, mate. Quickly, I would give Moyes a season because if we are in danger of relegation, he would be the right man to save us.
What are you basing that on?
That he saved us twice before.
But based on the form right now, what are you basing that on? What makes you think? And I'm genuinely asking this, Martin. What makes you think it will turn it around? I'm genuinely asking. I've seen absolutely nothing that suggests he can turn it around, that he's going to change the way he plays, he's going to change the personnel. Nothing. I've seen nothing. Genuinely, I would love to know, like, what do you see?
I agree.
What do you see that makes you think Moyes will turn it around?
Yeah. Moyes has no idea. Areola is a proven Premier League goalkeeper, much better distribution than Fabianski, and should be starting Premier League games. Moyes needs a minimum of 7 points for the next 3 games. Spot on, Amaret. Yep, thank you for that comment. I'll tell you what, we'll talk more about Wolves next week because we'll probably do one, next week. Anything else today, mate? That's
Not
What
really.
can he
Saw a
do
bit.
for you then, mate? Let's just keep this about Moyes. This is what we wanted. What can he do for you that you think he will do?
I
That
don't
could
think he'll
save the
do
job.
anything. I don't think he'll
think
do
he will
anything.
either.
What can he do? He can bring the new players in. He can forget about trying to play 3 or 5 at the back. He can, try and play a more possession-based football rather than throwing in 40 crosses a game, hoping that something comes off. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. As I said earlier, if he shows that he's trying to change and he shows that he's trying to integrate new players and he shows that he's trying to integrate a new system, I will give him time to do that. But at the moment, he's shown absolutely nothing. He's shown nothing. I
The thing
don't
is,
think
he's
anything's
putting
going to
trust
change.
in players. He's putting trust in his favourites, but his favourites are the ones that are letting him down.
Yeah.
We could just keep going around in circles talking about the same thing, but it's true. It's so true. So if you could make a prediction of where West Ham are going to finish at the moment, if David Moyes stayed, do West Ham get relegated, or do you think there would be enough that he could scrape a 17th or 16th?
I think, mate, I think we would be in serious trouble. I think we would be in serious trouble. And I think the problem is if we did end up in a relegation battle, are you really going to be looking at, like you say, you're looking at players like Skamaka who's come in, Paqueta who's come in. Are they really going to be the players that are going to say, right, let's dig in and avoid relegation?
Yeah.
Or are they going to say, well, we can leave in the summer and go to a better club anyway? That's the thing. You sign the better players, but those players are expecting to be playing at the top half of the table, not down the bottom. And I don't think that's.
I think Paul's frozen, or I've frozen there. I don't know what's happened.
I'm still here. Can you hear me there?
Yeah. Sorry, mate. It's like frozen there. So you was talking about what them players come for and stuff,
Yeah, they come to be playing at the top end of the table, not the bottom. And they're not players. I don't know, but I wouldn't imagine they're the players you want to
the thing
get
is
you
as
in
well,
to
I think
get you out of a relegation scrap.
If it gets to the, there's a good chance we will get through the group in the Conference League. But if we're still in this sort of bad position, going into January, February, mate, he's going to bomb off that Conference League if he's still there. And then it becomes a bit of a mere season, like he'll be like, I'll play that team. If they get through sort of thing. And it will just whimper out. And it's what I don't want. It's what I really don't want. Moyes' issues is he doesn't learn from his mistakes, stubbornness, and blames the players. We have many players out of form on top of Moyes playing the same old squad week in, week out. We've been unlucky in a few games. And I hope this all starts to work in the next few days. I don't know whether Martin's replied to you, mate. I don't think he has. Even if he does help us to stay up, to say 16th, 17th, that is such a drastic fall from form. Past 2 seasons deserves to get the sack. Last few comments, then we're going to wrap this up today. We won't go down as Kretinsky would demand him gone. I think that's the big thing. I think Kretinsky could pull the trigger. I can't see him stand past the end of October if we don't get any points. Yeah, we've got 8 games in October. Massive. This is massive. That's what I'm saying. He might get to the World Cup. They might give him to November 18th, and then I think they'll bomb him off. And then the players that are still here, that haven't gone off with their national teams, the new manager could potentially come in, work with that team, and then the internationals come back. I don't know. We'll wait and see. I'm going to leave it there because, it is an international break. There ain't really much to talk about. Until next time, guys, if you're a FIFA player that comes out Tuesday, cannot wait to play that game. Well, I say I cannot wait. I'll probably play it for 2 days and then I'll get bored of it. Until next time, guys, come on your irons, keep believing. 72 away from 4K now. Thank you so much for all your support along the way. Let's go.
Cheers.